Good morning, students. Welcome back to the Bharat Darshan series. Until now, we have completed the Western Himalayas, and from today onwards, we will talk about the Eastern Himalayas. So let's start our lecture. Eastern Himalayas, there are three parts of Eastern Himalayas. There are three parts. Which are those three parts? First is the Darjeeling and the Sikkim Himalayas, the Arunachal Himalayas, and the Eastern Hills and Mountains. Like in Western Himalayas, we have seen in two parts, the Kashmir or the Northwestern Himalayas, and the second part was Himachal Himalayas. Similarly, Eastern Himalayas can be divided into three parts. The three parts are like this. I'll show you in map. So over here, first part is in the state of Sikkim. This is what? Sikkim Himalaya. Then this is the state of Arunachal Pradesh. So this is called as what? Arunachal Himalayas. And over here, the states of Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram, it is called as Eastern Hills and Mountains. Sometimes they are also called as Purvanchal. So let us see first the political map of Northeast India. Northeast India is consisting of the eight states, including Sikkim, then Arunachal Pradesh, then Assam over here, then Nagaland, then Manipur, then here Mizoram, then Tripura and Meghalaya. Out of these eight states, which is the smallest state? So Sikkim is the smallest state. In even in India, Sikkim is the second smallest state after Goa. Goa is the smallest state in terms of area, and Sikkim, if you are taking into consideration the population factor, you must know that Sikkim is the smallest state in terms of population. Then, out of these eight states, Arunachal Pradesh is the largest state in terms of area. If there is a question, which is the smallest state, then which is the largest state, so you must know the answer. Then, about Arunachal Pradesh, you should also remember that Arunachal Pradesh is the state in India having least population density. So population density is least in Arunachal Pradesh. Then you can see over here the northeast part is connected to mainland India from this very narrow passage. This is called as Siliguri corridor. There is a town called as Siliguri. Then it is also called as what? Chicken's corridor. So if you see the borders of Northeast India, the border touches with your here, it is Nepal. Then over here, it is Bhutan. In the north, it is China. Then to the east, it is Myanmar. And then in south, over here, it is Bangladesh. Over here, it is Bangladesh. So if you observe carefully, you will notice one point that 99% of the border of Northeast India is international. Only 1% border along the Chicken's corridor or the Siliguri corridor is connected to India. So this is very important, and even in mains you can quote this fact, and that's why the Northeast is vulnerable. Northeast, if you talk about the climate is also extreme. Here, the winters are mild, summers are humid, and this region get what? Severe rainfall. You must be knowing in Meghalaya, we have Mausinaram and Cherrapunji, which receives the highest rainfall in the world, right? So this is about Northeast India. I hope the borders are clear. Again, there can be many questions about Northeast. How many states in Northeast? They have only one Lok Sabha seat. That is, there is only one MP in the Lok Sabha. So which are those states? They are Mizoram, then Nagaland, and Sikkim. So the mnemonic is what? Minasi. Minasi. So we have a girl named Minakshi. So you can remember from that mnemonic, that is Minasi. Mizoram, Nagaland, and Sikkim. So Minasi, only one Lok Sabha. Then all the states in Northeast India except Assam, all the states in Northeast India except Assam, they have one seat in the Rajya Sabha. So all the states have one Rajya Sabha member. So that fact you can remember. Then about Guwahati High Court. So Assam's, there is a largest city of Northeast India in Assam. It's Guwahati. So Guwahati has the High Court, and Guwahati High Court caters to Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Mizoram, and of course Assam. So these are the 4 states to which Guwahati High Court caters to. So likewise, there are many facts. We will talk about it in our upcoming slides. So yeah, so this is what physical map, Sikkim Himalayas, Arunachal Himalayas, and the Purvanchal. So in this lecture, we will just focus on the Sikkim Himalaya, and in next lecture, we will talk about the Arunachal Himalayas and the Brahmaputra River. So first is the Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalayas. So this picture is of Guru Dongmar Lake. We'll talk about it. So this is the map of state of Sikkim. They can ask the border, Nepal to the west, then China over here, then Bhutan over here, and this tri-junction over here. There was a crisis few years back, Doklam crisis. So here there is a Doklam. Next, let us talk about the districts. So there are 4 districts only: north, west, south, east, and the capital of Sikkim is what? Gangtok. Capital of Sikkim is Gangtok. Now, let us see some of the important features that can be asked in your exam. So the Darjeeling and the Sikkim Himalaya, the highest peak over here is Kanchenjunga. In Karakoram mountain range, the highest peak is K2. In Kumaon Himalaya, the highest peak is Nanda Devi. Likewise, in Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalaya, the highest peak is Kanchenjunga. And this is also the third highest peak in the world. This is also the third highest peak in the world. So that fact you can remember. Also, K2, sometimes it is considered to be in POK. So it is disputed territory. So Kanchenjunga, like in many internet websites, it is mentioned that Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in India. Next, let us talk about the important passes. So the most important pass is what? Nathula and Jelepla. So passes are important. Then the rivers flowing from the Sikkim state, Tista, Rangit, and Rangpo. So Tista is the main river. Tista is the tributary of Brahmaputra river. That fact we should remember. Tista is a tributary of river Brahmaputra, and it joins Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. And the Rangit and the Rangpo, they are tributaries of Tista. So this fact you should remember, because there was a question on Tista already. There was a question on Rangit also. So all the rivers are important. And Tista, because that year there was a peace treaty, because there was a controversy on Tista River. There was a dispute between India and Bangladesh. So that year, the UPSC asked the question on Tista. Then glaciers, Zemu Glacier. So Zemu Glacier, there was a question on Zemu Glacier also. So Zemu Glacier, Yalung Glacier, Talung Glacier, and Kanchenjunga Glacier. So these glaciers are important. Zemu Glacier is the largest glacier over here, and lakes, Guru Dongmar Lake. So Guru Dongmar Lake is one of the highest lakes in India, located at the high altitude. So I hope these facts are clear. Next, let us talk about the Kanchenjunga in more detail, because Kanchenjunga is important from exam perspective. So what is the height? 8,586 meter. Kanchenjunga. So Kanchenjunga is the third highest mountain in the world. The location, it is located at the border of Nepal and Sikkim. UPSC can ask you कि Kanchenjunga is situated between Sikkim and Bhutan, or Sikkim and Tibet, or Sikkim and Nepal. So what is the answer? It is located at the border of Nepal and Sikkim. Next, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Kanchenjunga, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site under a mixed category. What is a mixed category? Mixed category means Kanchenjunga is important from both cultural and natural perspective. It is important from cultural, like we have Kailash Mountains, which is most sacred mountain in Hinduism. So likewise, Kanchenjunga is the sacred mountain under Buddhism. Then national park. So Kanchenjunga is also national park, or you can say Kanchenjunga is the only national park in Sikkim, and that covers the 35% area of Sikkim. So this is also a record in India. There is a state. UPSC can ask you, there is a state, and of that state's area, almost 35% is covered by a national park. And if you consider the other wildlife sanctuary and that, so that area is more than 50%. So states more than 50% area is under conservation reserve, which is that state. So that state is Sikkim. Next, the Darjeeling and the Sikkim Himalaya, the physiography, the absence of shivaliks, and what? Duar formation. Absence of shivaliks and the Duar formations. Duar means what? Doors. So instead of Shivalik mountains, there is a Duar formation. Duar means doors. Duar means what? Passes to the Eastern Himalayas. So while learning the difference between the Western Himalayas and Eastern Himalayas, we have seen that Shivaliks are present in the Western Himalayas, and in Eastern Himalayas, the width of the Eastern Himalayas goes on decreasing. So here, Shivalik mountain ranges are absent altogether. Then this part, the Darjeeling and the Sikkim Himalaya, is very very famous for the tea plantation. What are the reasons? So there was a question on these reasons also. So you should know the reasons. Ki moderate slope, then thick soil cover with the high organic content and well distributed rainfall throughout the year. And this region has a mild winters. So again, while learning the difference between Western Himalayas and the Eastern Himalayas, we have seen that Eastern Himalayas, they are closer to the tropics. So tea, right? So tea plantation requires what? Mild winters. Then they require high amount of rainfall. So Western Himalayas, they are drier. So there is less development of the tea plantations in the Western Himalayas. So there can be a question in the mains also. So yeah, so let's go forward. Then let us talk about the valleys. So valleys are also important. So just remember the name. The location, exact locations are not important. So Yumthang Valley, then there is Nathang Valley, then there is Thangu Valley, and there is Chumbi Valley. So similar name is there in Himachal Pradesh. We have Chamba Valley. Chamba Valley in Himachal Pradesh, and over here there is Chumbi Valley. So this is a picture, beautiful picture of Chumbi Valley. Next, about the tribes. So Lepchas, Bhutias, and the Limbu tribe. So Lepcha is also a language, is the largest spoken language in Sikkim. Then Bhutias. So in Kumaon Himalayas, there are tribes known as Bhutias. So here Bhutias are there, and then Limbu tribe, right? So these are the important tribes. Next, this is the state animal of Sikkim, known as red panda. So red panda can be found in the Kanchenjunga and the other biosphere reserve, which are located near the Kanchenjunga National Park. So that's all for today. In the next lecture, we'll talk about the Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Himalayas, and the Brahmaputra. Thank you.